Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Mr.
Hey, good morning.
Fears. Jesse, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. So, Heather, what made you leave LA? Just a house hack?
Yes, just because LA is way too expensive. I mean, it's my home, but I torture myself by looking at property here in Orange County. It's like,
Hmm.
oh God, no, I can't afford it.
Yeah. Excuse me 1 second, you guys. I'm sorry. So sorry.
So when did you move to Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania? I'm not sure if you're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh. So technically I closed on the house last year, December 6th, and then there was a tenant there. And then once they left, then I moved in. So it's been a couple of months. Like when did they move out? I think April. So I've just been going back and forth from LA to Pittsburgh because
Oh,
I have family. I don't know anyone in Pittsburgh.
oh, so you moved to House Hack.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen is asking, how do you like it there?
Um,
It's
I don't
cold.
know if any people are from there, and I'm not trying to spread any hate. I love LA. I love the diversity. I'm used to that. I'm used to, having so much entertainment and the different access to beaches and mountains. So it's very safe in Pittsburgh, but it's not the same as LA. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Have you met any of the people from ORAT and your area?
No, I haven't been able to attend the Zoom meeting because I see a lot of clients online. I do a telehealth, and so it really interferes with my clients because I've also been increasing my caseload. So I don't want to just have to switch over my clients. It's going to be an inconvenience for them when they're used to seeing me on a weekly basis.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Heather, if I can add up, reach out to Steven. He moved from Florida to Pittsburgh for house hack.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
he's the same boat as you. You know what I mean? He couldn't find anything in Florida. Move moved there to house hack.
Yeah, I'm hoping to house hack next year. I mean, it's not like I want to be in Cleveland, Ohio, but I want to do an MTR there. So I'm hoping to house hack moving forward over in Cleveland because I want to do MTR and house hacking there. So it's also more affordable. But thank you for sharing that resource.
Wow, you're so brave. That's cool.
I don't know if I'm brave. I wanna not be disappointed and stay in LA and be like, I can't afford that, I can't afford that, I can't afford that.
That's very cool though. How is everybody else going? Any new things this week?
I just had a furnace and AC installed in my unit.
Nice. That's like $5,000.
5,500 to be exact.
I was close.
You were close. Very, very close. Is that what you were looking at in your neck of the woods in Gary, or
Yeah,
how do you
like
give me that point of reference?
a new furnace, it's usually 3,500 to
Yep.
3,000 depending, and a water heater is
AC.
like 700, 800, but installation is 15,
Yep.
14. So that's why I guesstimated.
Yep. It's good to know that, like, in that part of the region, that's what a fair price is, because, like, in our side, our neck of the woods, Lindsay, that's a whole nother ball of wax. AC heat pump system, they're going to want to push you for a super energy efficient one plus installation. I mean, it's like 8,500 to $10,000. Just being on the West Coast versus being in the Midwest.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Sorry about
they
that,
did.
Lindsay. I had to step off real quick.
That's okay.
I did have them go look at my. 'Cause I got a heat pump in my upstairs unit that I was going to try to, like, make do with the winter again, and then next next late spring, early summer, I was going to try to get a ductless system put in up there. But the HVAC contractor said, yeah, you got a Freon link, and pretty much the heat pump isn't really working very good, and the heat is not, it's barely even working. So I was like, awesome. So now I got to come up with a solution for that. So I'm just going to probably end up doing a replacement of one of those. They're just a 110, 120 plug in the wall heating and cooling system you can get at Home Depot, and for like $400 to $600. So I think I'm just going to pay the piper on that one and maybe just stick it out for a little bit, even further on doing the ductless if I'm going to pay for that, because it's the primary source of heating during the winter. So I can't not have that for my tenant.
Mm-hmm.
That's they hit you up and just said the furnace was bad, Troy? The tenants, I mean, said it
No,
wasn't working.
say that again.
The tenants just reached out and said the furnace wasn't working.
No. I just had a furnace and an AC installed in my downstairs unit. It's something it's been on the
Oh.
optimization docket because like the furnace itself was over 30 years old. Like
Wow.
this will be officially year number 2 coming in January that I've had the property, and I knew like the mechanicals were going to need to be replaced pretty soon. So it's just been, building up reserves to be able to, optimize the property. So I'm in stabilization mode is where I'm at in optimization. So it's I just had a new furnace and AC installed in, which is nice because then it's, not having to hear about tenants complaining about it being too hot in the property in the winter times. And it makes it more attractive too to compete with surrounding properties in terms of, leasing it out. And then I just need to be able to come up with a better heating and cooling system in the upstairs unit because it's
Okay.
basically wall mounted heaters. And then they had like these wall mounted furnaces provided with gas, and they're not very efficient and effective, and they're kind of a fire hazard too.
Yeah.
So I'm still debating if I'm just gonna pump it over there and do it myself because I know how to do it. It's not hard
Yeah.
to do. It saved me probably $1,000 in terms of $1.5 grand. I'd say probably about $1,200 to $1,500 in just doing it myself. And then yeah. So we'll see. Even though the contractor just did the work for me, he's like, I do it for $2,800, so it's basically about $900 in labor,
Yeah.
roughly. So, but
Nice.
yep, that's how that came about.
Yeah. Fun purchases.
Oh, it is. It's at this point, it's like every time I do this, I go in the spreadsheet and I update it to like 2024, 2025. And it's nice to see that like a lot of those pieces of equipment and stuff, like, I
Yeah.
have new range, new refrigerator, new toilet, all new toilets in there. So it's like, it's good feeling knowing that like the things that are more problematic are being fixed to where it's not going to be something where no matter what, I'm always going to have maintenance related issues because it's an old
Of
property.
course. Yeah.
But the big thing is the big ticket items. So after the heating system, I got a tree I got to get removed, and then it's going to be roofing and siding. Siding's good. I just need to repaint it. But roofing is going to be the next big ticket.
Nice. Nice. Well, sounds like you're on your way.
Damn.
Mr. Jesse, what kind of big stuff you have going on right now? What kind of projects are you picking up?
Oh, well, yeah, I just got news last night that we're going to be signing long-term financing for the 10 units that I have on one lot. So that's been a struggle
Yeah.
for multiple weeks. I've mentioned that to you all a while ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a struggle from legal issues to zoning issues to multiple inspections wanted by the lender to
Yeah.
finally getting the good to go.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be able to get out of that hard money, right? Because the 1 year extension is in 3 weeks, so we're getting it done just in time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow, that's perfect. That worked out well.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that, yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah, the downsides, I'm sure you all are maybe noticing this too. Appraisals are not coming in, at least for the big stuff. You know,
That's actually what we're going to
it's
talk
pretty
about today.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the lenders keep on coming up with requirements. And normally my buy box is 1 to 4 units. This is,
Hmm.
nine structures on one lot, which limits the amount of lenders that will lend on it. And it seems like they have a lot more restrictions, so they make it more
Hmm.
difficult. So for me, that's a lesson learned, get
Yeah.
properties where you can find more lenders versus limiting that pool.
Who did you use for the long-term debt on the 10 unit?
It is Lend Sure. So I
Insure.
used a
Okay.
broker,
Yeah.
to find
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the typical ones won't work with them, like Convoy
Hmm.
and Lending One, all these other ones, Certain Lending, a lot of the other ones that I use. This is too many structures for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about this today. I'm doing a cash out refi on 5 single families right now. And actually, out of 4, I'll pull up the numbers. Out of 4, the refi or I'm sorry, the appraisal came in actually pretty good. Um, but one of them, of course, didn't. So yeah, they're definitely getting stricter on a lot of the terms for the lending. But my appraisers aren't my favorite, but I was actually pretty happy with, or decently happy with the appraisal reports I got on 4 of them. So I submitted comps with it. I also submitted all the upgrades that we did for each house just to show that we actually did some stuff. They walked it and everything as well. But um, yeah, it's not a fun process getting into long-term debt. But
No.
once it's in, you're done, right? After we
Yeah.
just make the payment and we're done.
Now,
Hey,
who did you
Andrew,
use? Who did you use for your? Or who are you using for your refi?
So this one is a broker as well, and this is with they are with no brokers. So we just got the appraisal reports back yesterday. So I don't even know if we secured long term yet, but he's already got the financing down. But they're with, hold on, let me find his business name. Is it Hero? So I used Timothy Hero. He's a broker. Um, and I'm working with his company, which is just like Hero and Noah Mortgage Brokers right now. That's who I'm working with. So we haven't actually, he's working with the lender, so we haven't secured who the actual lender is going to be yet, I guess. But I'm working with those brokers as well because one of them is really low loan amounts. There's no comps in the area, so I'm having to get kind of creative with that one, and we're like fighting a 5K difference right now for financing. So
Got it. Do you have a sense of where are rates at for your units?
let me see. I'll tell you the
Yeah,
term.
and the reason I ask is I have another project that's a bunch of triplexes and fourplexes that are
Mhm.
being rehabbed. So by the end of the year, I'll be ready to finance that into long-term debt. So just starting
So
to think about
70,
that. Yeah.
yeah, 75 LTV. I'm getting 1% broker fee, 1,000 underwriting. Where's my interest on this chart? I want to say we're at a 7.2. I want to say.
Okay.
now is this a portfolio?
What's that?
Is that a portfolio loan?
Correct. Yeah, this will be all 5 of them in one. Fully everything cash out refi. It is a 5-year prepayment. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, 7.2, 7.2. So 7.2 is a 1% broker's fee, $1,000 underwriting. And then we have some other little miscellaneous fees in there.
$1,000 underwriting?
What's that?
So that's only $1,000 underwriting?
Yeah, yeah.
That's impressive for that many
I
properties.
sent exactly. I sent a couple different terms to this lender. I wanted to work with him, and I sent a couple different ones. He was able to bring it down and match that.
That's
And then there
awesome.
was like some processing fees of like $200. There's like little stuff in there as well. I think it's going to come out to be, I don't remember the total amount. I looked at it like a month ago. But yeah,
Actual
it's
lot
not.
will do like 1,000 to 1,500 per unit.
Mhm. Yeah, it's he was able to bring that down. I mean, there's still points on there, but they're still making their money.
How many points?
Sorry, I just clicked off of it. I think it was 1.5. No, one.
That's not bad. Is that one for the overall portfolio, or is it one per property?
So broker fee 1%. That's for the portfolio. Legal
Okay.
review is 2,000, so that's a fee there. Appraisal
Yep.
fee is different, but I got no origination points and then $1,000 underwriting. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You might want to check on
Yeah,
that interest rate because the 30-year fix went down.
it
The
did.
last
And
days.
this was the date I got this was September 25th. So it's been almost a month, and that was a 7-2. So I should be
Oh yeah.
At 7.
a little, yeah, exactly. And I'll take it. Well, that's good, Jesse. I'm glad you're able to find that. They're all rented in cash flow, or they're all rented right now, though?
All but one unit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll get a little bit of cash flow, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean there's equity in there for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it worked out
Nice.
okay. I mean if rates drop, then there's, you can cash flow it even more. But
Hmm.
I definitely use bonus depreciation. I claim my wife as a real estate professional, so
Yeah.
there's huge value in that. So that benefited this year and will benefit next year. So
Hmm. So that was able to still work even though you have a partner in the deal?
yeah, because the overall project was actually 13 units,
Hmm.
and even with the low appraisal, it came to about 2.3 million.
Okay.
The value and our purchase price was 500,000 for all of these. And
Wow.
then yeah, the rehabs were about 1 million.
Okay.
So that's a lot of write-offs just in the
Yeah. Yeah.
rehabs, and then of course the value.
Did you raise money for the
Wow.
rehab?
No, that was hard money. So you had to bring 10% down for the entire project, and the rest was funded by hard money.
So they funded 90% of the purchase?
92.5% of the purchase.
Okay. And that
Yeah,
was Convoy?
that was Convoy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the hard money interest looking like?
That is 9%.
That's good too.
Yeah.
For $1 million for rehab,
Yes.
that's,
Yep.
they're gonna make a good amount off that. But still, I mean, that's 13 units, right? Are you rehabbing all 13 or?
They're all done now, so we're just financing into long-term debt. So, well, 12 of the 13 literally have just a fireplace left in the 13th unit.
But you
But
did
yeah, they're
rehab
all
all of them.
done. Yeah, rehabbed all of them. Average, it was about $1 million for all of them.
It really
That's,
took the million too?
What's that?
It really took the million to rehab them?
Maybe a little less, Vincent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always better.
Yeah, you've been there, done that. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Always over budget, and
Hmm.
because those draws hurt sometimes, and you got a couple going on, those draws they
They
hurt. They
do.
take their time, and yeah,
They do.
especially with a number like that.
Yep.
Yeah, with a
how
Yeah.
million,
long
how
did it
much
take
would
you
that be? Like $8,000 a month?
that?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty heavy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How long did it take you
Yeah.
to rehab?
Close to, well, I would say 13 months actually.
Okay. For
Yeah.
13 units, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How big are they?
So most of them, so there's two duplexes and the rest are houses. And I
Okay.
would say on average, they're not big. They're on average 900 square feet a unit when it's said and done. The houses are small.
Yep. So they're like 1 and 2 bedroom, or mostly 2 1s.
Yeah, mostly 2 1s, a few 3s, 3 1s. We converted. We have 1 4 2 that we created, which is kind of the nicest one. But yeah, you're right. It's 2 1s and barely a 3 1.
They
So
say for 900 square feet, you could barely squeeze out a 2 1, but
yeah,
3 1, I mean, they're probably slightly bigger, but
right, right. That's exactly right. And it's in they're in Clarksville, Tennessee, in an area called Sango, which is kind of a nicer part of Clarksville. So we're able to, get pretty decent rents on the units.
how much are you cash flowing with everything said and done? No.
Yeah, so that's, without factoring in repairs and maintenance, we are doing, and this is after property management, on all of that, probably 4,500 a month on that.
All together,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's really
Yeah,
good.
I mean it's okay. I actually wanted more on it, but
We all do.
Well, we all
yeah,
do, but
yeah,
that's impressive for
yeah,
the amount of. I mean, that takes a lot. That's a lot of work. Did you
yeah.
manage all of that?
I did with a partner, and then we have uh our handyman that I've used for years. He's actually based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, so I brought him up for this project, and he was there for a year, basically day to day.
Yeah,
And we were talking to him almost every day on what was going on.
that's still. So, how much involvement did you have, or was it the partner that was doing most of the coordination?
My partner was doing most of the coordination. He had a little more time than I do. Yeah. But we were still going down, one of us every month, to check on it.
How far a drive was that?
Oh, it's not a drive, it's a flight. I work in San Francisco, live in Seattle, so I'm in one of those two
Oh,
cities, and this
hey,
is
you're
way
my neck
down
of the woods.
in,
That's right.
yeah, so I had to get down to Nashville and then drive up to Clarksville. So
Yeah.
Do you stay out here, Jesse, when you work? You stay in the city or San
I
Francisco?
do. I'm in Berkeley when I'm there.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So how long do you stay at a time?
Usually a couple days at a time.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gonna just move out
That's
here?
impressive, Jesse.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Sorry, say that again?
I said, way to go. That's impressive.
Yeah, thanks. I
Hmm.
was stupid. It was, one or the other.
Oh, that's how it gets done. I mean, it just
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
What did you have your ARV at when you guys purchased it?
We had it at 2.75.
Okay. And they said 2.2, you said?
Yeah, 2.25 is what they
Yeah.
said. So, and
Wow.
I know for a fact that we were pretty conservative. So they didn't
Hmm.
value it. The interesting that I learned with commercial is they're not going to value the houses separately. They basically compared it to a 10 unit property.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
had to fight hard to even get it up. Now because there's houses being rehabbed in that neighborhood that are 300,000 each ARV.
Hmm.
So if we, and we didn't even value it at 300, but if 13 units times 300 goes way higher, right? So we were super conservative, but yeah, they dinged us pretty hard on that valuation.
Yeah.
Are you maxed out on your rents for market?
We are, and unfortunately, the rents are super weak in Clarksville, Tennessee. There's a deployment from the military base, and then there's just a lot of new construction that's going on in that area. So
Oh,
until
you get a lot
that
of
work,
competition.
sorry, say that again, Troy.
I said you're going to have a lot of competition, so you worry about like it improving.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little while till it shakes out. The thing that I feel good about is these are single family homes with their own space. They're not apartments or townhomes,
Hmm.
which seems to be the competition there. These are 13 units and it's on 3 acres, so they're kind of spread out. And
I
it's
was just
almost
thinking
like its
in
own
terms
little
of
subdivision.
Yeah, I was just thinking of in terms of commercial. The nice thing about commercial is it's like if you can reduce your expenses and improve your rents, it just makes your property worth more versus single family property is indicative to what the comps are going in the area. And
Mhm.
say if you get a flood of supply in the area, which might, could potentially depress, the values, then you lose out on your appreciation. But since it's commercial, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
That's
it was kind of
You just
weird
have to
because
worry about
I
rent.
don't, well, it's kind of weird because you know, the commercial space I don't do a ton in, but I felt like they didn't give us that you know, rent valuation, and then they just dinged us and they boxed us into apartments when it's not. So it's almost in a way
Mhm.
the worst of both worlds, right? We're not getting the benefit of anything. It was just kind of a weird property for the appraisers. They weren't used to seeing that. And then with the lender, there weren't that many choices. So they're like, yeah, this is what it is. You don't really have, you know, you're gonna have to go along with the appraisal and the rents and the valuation that we're coming up with.
Sounds like it's kind of a new road because apartments, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, it's you look at your net operating income and they look at the hardest thing is determining cap rate, and that's the hardest part because you're not like a traditional commercial property.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I mean you're absolutely right on that. So, but the weird thing was the appraiser valued it super low because they were looking at a 10 unit apartment complex, and our property manager there, she about blew a gasket too when she
Uh,
saw that appraisal, and we actually ended up sending, believe it or not, comps of houses. You know, not we weren't they weren't looking at the net NOI, and they used the comps from houses to lift up the value of the property. So it was kind of weird. So yeah, it just kind of left me scratching my head on how does this work?
Is that property splittable?
That I'm talking to an attorney on in the next few weeks. Itself, no, there's not enough space for some of the units. There might be a way to dice it up, but it's going to get complicated. And Jim, I talked to somebody that is involved in building, and I asked him some basic questions. Can we do this or that? And he didn't really have an answer. So I didn't have a whole lot of comfort. So now, basically, I'm going to use an attorney that helped us on this project and asked that very question, or if we can add on to existing units as well.
Oh, so I'm wondering if you split it to three different parcels, 4 units, then it's residential,
Yeah.
and your valuation might be higher.
Yep. No, you're right. That'd be ideal. Yeah, we couldn't get it done in time for the refining, but it's and I talked to some folks that are not attorneys but are involved in building, and that was a question that we had asked and they didn't have an answer. And we asked a couple people and they didn't really have an answer. So it seems like it wasn't clear. So that by the time we got a hold of an attorney to talk to, we were pretty far down the road. But that's kind of the next question because there's actually, you know, 3 acres. So there's a bit of room to put some things on there. So, you know, that's the other thing too, right? Is, you know, if we subdivide it, how can we strategically do that? And then can we add, you know, additional units on there? So that's kind of the next conversation.
Yeah, 'cause that's one of my biggest concerns with ADUs is
Yeah.
if you have to keep two on the same lot, they don't value the same as a single family home, so you actually lose some money in your valuation.
Yeah. Yep, I can tell you that from experience with the 10 units on one lot. So,
Yeah,
DU or a daddy only 50% of the primary if you can't split it.
yeah, correct. That's really exciting, Jesse. It's always good to hear your experiences and sharing what you're going through right now.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. Good ideas though with subdividing and yeah, trying to figure out what to do
Hmm.
next. Yeah, and then Troy's comment. It was just, I mean, it raises good points, but it was just weird that they did not look at the NOI. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I would think that you probably could benefit from time. I don't know if, I mean, I don't know if this is a possibility, finding a private money lender to lend you at 1.2 so you can pay your original loan, hard money loan, and then, ask do like a 1 year interest only kind of thing, backed by your properties, right? That will give you cash flow in the meantime and time to figure it out if you can subdivide or.
So yes, I mean that's an interest. So we are signing papers that go into long-term financing right now. So that's I think we're signing actually today. And so we're getting out of that hard money for the 10 unit. We did that already for the 3 units. That was super easy. But for the 10 units, we're getting out of that now because the 1 year mark comes up for us, I think the first week of November. So that was kind of the push to avoid the extension fees to do that. But actually, the thought that I was thinking of was, if we can add units on them, let's just say, manufactured home on a foundation, for example,
Mhm.
how would you get funding for that? Do you all know of um, approaches to take to get debt to do that? Or would you have to get, hard money and then refi it again down the road?
There
Yeah.
are,
If you did that, manufactured home, lenders, hard money will only lend if you own the land, which you guys do, right? So they'll
Hmm.
lend on that or for building, right? Or renovating or whatever. Um, I have one right now that we're flipping. I had to use private funds for that just because there's no lender. I don't own the land, right? We're just remodeling the manufactured home. Um, but yeah, it should be a normal, I would think a normal process because you do own the land is to build on there and add additional units. So hard money should be able to be used.
As far as manufactured homes, there's companies that do
yep,
financing for the actual homes, so they might not be as nicer interest rates, but to get you
Yeah.
going, that would be the starting.
they're, they're about a point higher usually. I've, I've, I've actually taken out a loan on a manufactured home. So there's like 3 primary lenders that lend out on manufactured homes. And you can just Google it. The one I went through, I think it was 21st century or no, 21st mortgage or something like that. And then you can talk with one of the lending agents about that because that's a pretty standard thing for anybody that's buying a manufactured home and putting it on a piece of property or even putting it on in a trailer park.
I think your investment would be, laying the foundation, preparing that they're getting
Mm.
environmental clearances and laying the foundation. That would be the money you're looking for from other people.
Got it. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Or you can just raise private money.
Yeah.
How many units do you think you'll be able to add on the land they have?
3
Well,
acres, that's about it.
that's what I want to talk to the attorney about to see what we can do. We tried to talk to a couple builders that we were told know the code, but when they told me one thing and I actually read the code, they didn't really have an answer. So I don't want to get in trouble on this. So
I'd be curious as to why the no.
City regulations, I assume, right?
yeah, different regulations. And so yeah, it didn't seem like the folks there weren't necessarily reading the code. They're kind of telling each other what the code was. That was my interpretation of it. So that's
Mm.
why, we'll just go to an attorney and see what we can do.
Is that in the county, Jesse, or is that in a city
It's in
jurisdiction?
a city.
Okay,
Yeah, it is in Clarksville,
that's
Tennessee
probably
itself. Sorry,
more
Troy, can you
likely.
say that again?
I said that's probably more likely an issue, but I'd reach out to a city planner and just either. They'll have to talk to a couple other people, but reach out to them and see what the restrictions are. So it could be square foot on the overall property. You can only use a maximum amount, and sometimes that's the issue.
Mhm.
Because some city jurisdictions
I
have,
think we're losing you, Troy. You're kind
yeah,
of dropping
I'm
in
out
and
in the
out.
country. I'm out in the country
Okay.
today. I was gonna say a lot of city jurisdictions will say that like you can only use like 70% of the parcel's footprint for a structure. So that might be what you might be running up against.
Yeah, I think you're right, Troy, on that. That the amount of square footage being taken up by a potentially new structure could be an issue. The backyards on some of these properties are close to non-existent, so
Mhm.
that could be a potential for putting new structures on there. And yeah, I think it's a good point about reaching out to the city planner. So thanks for that.
You bet.
That'll do. So
That's exciting, no? That you can put manufacturers. I have a friend, I posted on school. My friend's in Texas and she's moving out of Texas. She has 4 acres in San Antonio. There's a house, there's a little stable in there, and she's trying to sell it, but be a creative. But 4 acres, they can put a lot of homes there. She has this
Yeah.
septic tanks, a lot of manufacturers. That's what I keep telling her, but she doesn't want to deal with that, like laying down or whatever.
Yeah, developing is a whole different
Mhm.
beast. But I mean, can be very lucrative, right?
Right.
Just like everything. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah,
Hey,
Jesse, with your network of people in Berkeley and the city, you should raise just some private money and then just build it with their money and refinance out later.
that's funny. Um, yeah,
And you don't have to worry
yeah,
about draws or anything.
yeah,
there's plenty
yeah,
of people in Seattle too, I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few asking, that's for sure. I haven't pulled that because it's a lot easier when it's just, quite frankly, my money. Um,
Yeah, it is.
then
Well, I
I
mean,
worry about other people's money more than my money. So
but I think you have enough experience, you've been doing it long enough, right? To understand you're not getting in over your head and as long as you follow the right channels, right?
yeah, well, still, you never know, right? It's those surprises. So
Yeah.
I try to stay very conservative, and even with this 10 units, a different type of financing, it had me
Mhm.
worried for a while. So
I think after you secure long-term financing, you'll have like 2 months and you're like, okay, what's the next project?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I ended up buying a package of 29 units, so 7 triplexes and 2 fourplexes with a different partner in
Uh,
Clarksville as well, because that is my next project. So I've already started on that. So
yeah. Is that one value add? Like it needs work?
yeah, those are bank owned. So we got
Oh yeah, that
those
was that one. Okay.
for I think about 60,000 a unit
Hmm.
when it's said
Wow,
and done.
that's
And
good.
I think we're gonna try to put in a lot less per unit, about 15,000 per unit
Hmm.
should be valued at 110 per unit.
There you go.
So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And then I'm done for a while. I'm too tired now. So
You can have
You can
that's a lot of
relax.
profit. I mean, what 29 plus 13? That's quite a bit.
yeah.
Did Convoy fund the portfolio as well?
Yeah, I've been using Convoy of late. For all the other stuff I had before, I used certain lending.
Mhm.
And I'd met them through channels in Seattle, but they kind of screwed me on one financing. And
Yeah.
then I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with you guys. I'm not gonna use you again.
Yeah.
So
I had forgot. I'm actually emailing right now, or actually this morning we were talking. I'm sending proof of funds today for a 32 unit. But it's not really as much value add as I want. It's kind of they're all pretty much stabilized, but I'm throwing them a really low offer because they really just want to be gone with it. So I forgot about Convoy, so I might just call them today and see what they're talking about for portfolio size stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
What's the
And if
mix
you
of
worked on
units, Vincent?
what's that? Huh?
What's the mix of units?
31 single family and one duplex. So 30,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
30 single family, one says 32 total doors. It's 30 single
Wow.
family, one duplex.
Nice. Where is that at, Vincent?
Units.
In Montgomery, in Alabama, where I'm at. Yeah.
Wow, that would boost up your door count real fast.
Yeah, yeah. And then I got a 6 unit we're working on as well of single families. So a couple of them are in areas I don't really invest in, but if it works, we'll make it work. But just looking at those, that's today's stuff that I'm trying to get done before the weekend and see if I can get some more information on that.
Hey, Vincent, real quick before I have to go do actual delivery. Hey, what was it that you didn't really particularly care for with the appraisal on that one property? What do you feel like they kind of shorted you on?
The amount. I mean, obviously, like we're 5K away from getting this done right now and moving it on. I actually reached out to the appraiser. I've worked with him before, and I just was like, "Hey, I need 5,000 on this one. Like, here's the comps. This is why I'm where I'm at." So he's like, I'm happy to revisit it. I'm just working with the broker now to see if that's even necessary. Um, Actually, he just emailed me right now.
What was his response?
Oh, he just said I'm gonna try to push for the so I got an appraisal on this property last year for 8,000 more than I got just yesterday. So I'm trying to see if they can work off that old one. And then if not, he just said right now we're gonna push to the appraiser to get it up 5K and then we'll just have it done. But it's just the amount, obviously. He called out on one of them, he found some dry rot on one of the exteriors. We already got that fixed today, or it's getting fixed today. But other than that, everything was good and the values were decent. Of course, I always want more, but
No, I get it because I had my property appraised this last, gosh, I think it was July, and it was really frustrating because it was the lender that we had got lending on with our property. We just had them do it, and they sent an appraiser out. Well, he came in with like it had valued like $5,000 less than what it was appraised for when we bought it, not even a year ago.
Mhm.
And then the neighbor's house was appraised for $55,000 more, and it's not like that greatly better than ours. So it's just like,
Yeah,
what the heck? Like,
yeah.
that's a huge discrepancy. Like, I can
I think
understand
they just
maybe
know they
half
have the
of
power
that.
in their hands and they just want to target investors. I don't know. The phrases are the worst.
Well, that or sometimes they just have like their what they feel is good quality versus not so good quality in terms of like
Hmm.
materials on the property. It could be what is the siding, what's the roofing material. They're taking just kind of an estimated like length of
They could not like the way you designed your bathroom and hit you on the value for that, but somebody
yeah.
else could come in and like, I love the way you did the value and give you 5K extra, whatever it is. So it should be, I wish it was more strategically valued, right? Like if you put quartz, you get 2,500. If you put granite, you get 2,000, whatever it is, right? But
Yeah,
I wish it was kind of, I know it's hard, but I wish it was like, okay, we know exactly what to improve to increase the most value, not a
yeah.
blind improvement. I mean, I run all the same renovations, but not just like a blind kind of thing.
I've had to fight two appraisals too. It's like, especially when it comes to like when you sell and stuff like that, because we had an appraiser come out and appraise the manufactured home we had, and
Hmm.
he shorted us 400 square feet on the building. Then on top of it, shorted us the materials like the actual like drywall. He said it was composite, like paneling basically, and it wasn't. It was actually drywall, and it was a difference of like $16,000. Like we literally
Wow.
had to call the guy out. He came back and he actually walked the property. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that it's that." Are like, "Are you kidding me?" So it's like you gotta
Yeah.
understand as an investor, like you have to put their feet to the fire because they'll just wipe over things without really paying attention to it. And sometimes
Hmm.
like that was during the time when it was crazy busy back in 2022. So he was just in and out of properties left and right and just putting
Yeah.
appraisals together. And
Wow.
especially with manufactured homes, like there's only so many people that do appraisals on stuff like that. So he was overwhelmed.
Wow. Well, Lindsay, I apologize. I do have a 9 o'clock I have to prepare for real quick. I really appreciate all you guys as always. Mr. Jesse, thank you for sharing your wisdom as always. But I have to hop off for another call and unexpected stuff is popping up. So I appreciate you guys as always. Have a great weekend and we'll talk next week.
Bye, Vincent.
Thank you.
Well, who else has anything to say, or should we resume next week?
Everybody's super quiet.
I gotta jump off and do work.
Oh, damn.
Are you
Me too.
looking at any more properties, or are you taking a break, Lynn?
I am taking a break, but I did buy something 2 weeks ago, so I'm dealing with it was empty, so I'm gonna turn that over. It shouldn't take long.
So no break.
No, Burr. No, it's almost ready. Maybe I think they need like recaulking of the bathroom,
Okay.
cleaning, nothing. There was some
In Gary?
flashing. Yeah, some flashing on the roof that needs to be fixed, but it's nothing crazy. No new flooring, no new carpet, no nothing like that. Maybe painting, but that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if you're gonna take a break, or you're gonna be like, I'll take a break, but no, I'm not taking a break.
It was hard. There was a property on my inbox that it was already rented, so I'm like, oh, I don't know. No, but this week my dad lost his job, so that's hitting the family because he's 70 and he's hitting him too. And so that's also on my mind.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
That's never too easy.
No, and we only have like 16 years here in America,
Mm-hmm.
immigrants, so that also changes a lot of things. He doesn't really have Social Security because he didn't really put enough time into Social Security, so all of that's happening. So I
You
think
know, my parents on the same boat.
yeah, the universe is really saying like, slow down.
You see, what was he doing for work, if you don't mind asking?
He's a housekeeper. Both my parents are
Okay.
housekeepers. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Because I would say if he was in construction, you will have a job for him.
He was saying that too. Like he was like, "Oh, I just work construction." I'm like, "You are 70 years old, sir." He's
Yeah,
also
but I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? It's not physical labor. You always need those people that have the skill and the knowledge, and then be there, and then there are your eyes. They're worth more than actual people that are skilled and do the work.
yeah. My dad is beat up. He's deaf. He has a cochlear implant. He only has like 20% hearing on one ear, so he's very limited.
And what is? And you say he's 70?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad's 70, and then he's half that too. I thought he was just didn't want to listen to my mom, but he's
No,
actually is.
it's real.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to. We got him a hearing aid. My
Mm.
friend works I don't know, big company, does medical stuff. So we got him hearing aid, but he doesn't want to wear it.
Yeah, my dad didn't want to wear his hearing aids either. I think it was after the surgery that he started hearing more, and then so he's wearing them now, like maybe 9 to 5 that he wears when he works, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
Wish him the best.
He's one of those people that are just like everything's gonna work out. So he's not down by any means.
That's always good.
Mhm.
And everybody's hiding,
They're all working probably.
probably. Val's
Yeah.
driving. Val, let's hear you, Val. He's
Driving.
working. He's not.
I'm not hiding, I'm driving.
Okay.
I'm driving too.
Everybody's driving right now.
I'm
And I
still
drive.
waiting on maintenance traffic to let me through a 1-lane section.
Yeah, I've been driving around New York City for the last 2 days, and I'm hating it.
Mm.
I don't even know why I'm doing it. No reason.
Why are you doing it?
Because I didn't want to send employee for meetups. Because if I send employee, the same thing I can do in like in 2-3 hours, driving and meeting someone, that will take a whole day because they're gonna say it's traffic.
Mm.
Yeah, it's when you get paid hourly, you see the world differently. Right? It doesn't matter if you put 100% or 20%. The pay is the same at the end of the day. So, and I know that, but it is what it is. But I
Mhm.
can still listen to the calls, watch the YouTube live, so it's not too bad. And driving during the day in New York City, a lot better than rush hours in the mornings and afternoons. Because then you're not driving, you just park. You know,
Mhm.
California traffic, same thing, right?
Yeah, I think New York is worse now.
I don't know.
I think
Some
because
some
it's smaller and then so there's like almost like nowhere to go. But I don't
yeah,
know.
but
California, Los Angeles at least is huge, so you are, taking an hour to drive 20 miles, but you are moving like 20, 30 miles.
yeah, it's hour. So like in the morning where I'm driving right now, so I don't know, it takes me maybe 15 minutes, right? If I drive in the morning during rush hours or in the afternoon, the same drive, hour and a half, easily.
Hmm.
And the problem, if you have construction or something, yeah, you're screwed because there's no going around. That's
Yeah.
life. Yeah, I'll take it.
Jim, how are your rehabs going? He's driving, probably.
He's still catching up after the vacation.
Yeah.
Anybody's going on vacation in the near future from the call or no?
I'm going Thanksgiving to Olympia,
Olympia, what?
Washington for 2 weeks.
Oh, all right, that's nice.
Yeah, it'll be my first time in Washington. So my daughter moved there in July.
So hopefully you get a nice weather because every time I went there it was nice. Not like they say it's raining and cloudy all the time.
She's actually disappointed there's not more rain. Yeah,
And where are you from?
Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was surprised because we go every year. My wife used to live in Oregon, so every year we go visit family. And I don't like to stay too long in Oregon, so Washington and California usually are my hit list. And I was surprised too. But I guess maybe for good reasons that when I'm there it's not raining.
You got the luck.
Yeah, I'll take it. Any day